Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Apwdk. And if you've been sleeping and don't know what that hashtag means, it is absolutely positively with Deni Kay. I'm excited, as always, to be with you on a special forum and kicking off episode 2 of season 2 of APWDK 2.0, y'all. So excited to have a wonderful season 1 and then to kick it up a notch a little bit with season 2 and add in some different flavor. You know about the quote of the week, but we've added some different flavors like the vibe of the week and the special word of the day or week. So we're gonna jump right in. But before we do that, I gotta do a little housekeeping, y'all. I gotta shout out to my team, the APWDK team, for holding it down because the girl has been doing it this week. Weather changes here in Texas, and so it's been a roller coaster. So big shout out to the team for keeping me together and keeping me focused to push on through. And then last but not least, we got to shout out to the one that pays the bills, the one that keeps APWDK rolling through these social media streets. That is none other but 3MG, or in other words, the Mute Mogul Media Group. That team is awesome. Shout out to the Leonard. Shout out to everyone that's on that team, making us look good. And we hope we're doing the same. So if you have not liked, looked up, or subscribed 3MG, Mute Mogul Media, do that right now. But hopefully at this point, you are getting those notifications. So that way, every time that APWDK has a new episode or some goodies for you, you get that notification bell. And exciting news, you all. I feel like I'm dropping commercials as well, but we have new platforms on Patreon and Spreaker. So excited about all the things that Mute Mogul Media is doing. So please like and subscribe so you don't miss a beat of all the things that we got coming just for you. Because if you know, Absolutely Positively is a platform created especially for you. We are trying our best to give you the IEM feels, y'all. And that is the inspiration, encouragement, and motivation. You see, I had to get it all together. That's the IEM feels, and that is my job. That's what I love to do. And without further ado, now we're going to jump in. So excited because today, one of my quotes I'll be sharing with you. So as you probably know by now, I am a writer, I'm a poet, a speaker, try to be a motivational speaker. But one of the things I love most is just life and words. And so today's quote that I'll be pulling out of my Absolutely Positively jar and sharing with you is a quote from yours truly, Deni Kay. So let's get started to dive right on in. So a while back, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, I got on this kick about superpowers, right? So I'm a big comic book fan. I love all things superheroes, and I believe that all of us have a calling. All of us have a superpower. I believe that even though that's fictional characters, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, one of my all-time favorites, and Storm, those are my favorite superheroes, that we possess something inside of us that makes us special. So really, this is for you. This is a question for you. What is your superpower? What do people know you for? What do people say? Yep, that's her superpower. She can leap tall buildings. She can Feed the homeless just like that. She got that kind of spirit. She's gonna bring you up and bring you joy. What is your superpower? I would love to know it. Drop it in the comments of this YouTube channel or hit me up on social media and let me know what your superpower. But this quote is about that, telling you a little bit about one of my superpowers. And it goes a little something like this. Love is my superpower, my calling, what I do for a living. I choose not to overindulge. I never deposit the check, and my reward is priceless. And an ever-ready battery that keeps going and going and going. Once again, love is my superpower, my calling, and what I do for a living. I choose not to overindulge. I never deposit the check, and my reward is priceless. And an ever-ready battery that keeps going and going and going. So let's dive right on into that quote. So I have so many wonderful friends, and one of my good friends of over 30 years reminded me of a quote that has lasted 30 years. And he told me that I told him at one point during our friendship that I love for a living. And I thought that was so special because when he brought it back to my remembrance, I laughed and I went, oh yeah, that does sound like me. He said, no, for real. When you told me that, everything that I've known you to do is explained in that little statement. I love for a living. I love for a living. And so I took that and just expounded on this because I really feel as though love is my superpower. I wake up every morning just trying to show love, show someone some kindness, show someone a little bit of love. And it always comes back to me. And so that is how I win people over. That's actually one of my strengths, is to win people over. It is how I present in all situations, whether it's holding the door, saying a kind word, making someone feel good, uplifting them, giving them the I am feels, but it's all based in love. If we talk about the Bible and love is a commandment, and an action word, I feel that is me. So therefore, that is why it is my superpower. It gives me strength to show love. It gives me strength when I get it back because I showed someone love. And it really is one of my callings. I really do believe that that's what I was put on earth. I feel like we can use it to unify, and that's how I use it. And I'm talking about different levels of love. I mean, all the way from just the basic to the other end of the spectrum. But I really do feel like it is my calling and what I do for a living, as I told my friend. I choose not to overindulge. So I'm not going to get all big at the head, and I'm not going to immerse in it so much that it's gonna get on your nerves. At least I try not to. But because I do it for a living, I never cash that check. I don't do it because I'm trying to get something in return. I do get it back in return, but I never do it because I want something back in return. And that is my reward. And there's no price tag on that. I don't do it, hold the door so you can say thank you. I've had people I've held the door for them, they don't say thank you. Now I do feel like, okay, but you know what? Later down the line, it's going to seep in somewhere. And my hope is that they'll pay it forward, that if they don't do anything else, maybe they'll hold the door open for someone. Maybe they won't say nothing back either. But it's not about that. It's just showing somebody a little bit of love, a little bit of kindness, that human emotion that right now we seem to be lacking. You know, we don't care about one another. I had a conversation with a client, and that was one of the things we talked about. We just don't love each other anymore. We're just so mean and callous to one another. And I would say, a lot of us say for no reason, but it is for a reason. we're like that for a reason, is because somehow we have gotten in these dark areas in our lives and we just are sitting there angry, confused, sad, depressed. And here I am trying to shine a little love, just shine a little bit of love to let you know that someone cares about you. Someone thinks highly enough of you to say hello, to give you an extra hug. I have one coworker that every time we see each other, that's the very first thing we do. And I'm talking about those good hugs. She and I just give those good hugs, and then we have a conversation. That's what I'm talking about. I don't need to know what's going on in her life to know that she probably needs a hug. It doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to be something bad or anything that it did not turn out in the way that you wanted it to, but just a hug to let you know that you're seen, that you're validated, that you're important, that you're necessary. And that is my superpower, one that I just adore doing. Now, it can sometimes become daunting, excuse me, and I have to ground myself of sorts. That's why I enjoy being a herbalist, somewhat of a naturalist. There are some things that, I don't go all the way in the natural world with, but I do feel like I try my best to get amongst God's earth and enjoy things and ground myself back, because sometimes when you take on so much and you love for a living, that it can, the goopily muck of life will sit upon you and weigh you down. I'm reminded of a wonderful movie, The Green Mile, that is about a very massive man who was incarcerated, and he was the nicest soul, but because of his big stature, people feared him. But one of the wonderful things that he was able to do was heal. And when he would heal and bring people back to life, he would release this dark molecule type of phlegm, or molecules really. He would spew those out after he had healed. So he would absorb all to try to heal somebody's body close to death or whatever, and the sludge of that, the heaviness of that would come in, but then he had to push it out so he would not get sick himself. And so he would cough that out, and you would see these little black molecules come out of his mouth. And I thought that was so significant for me, because that's sometimes how I feel. And I'm so thankful to do some self-care practices when I feel so heavy. When I feel so heavy, I have to do some things to kind of release that off of me. And so that's what I mean by I do this for a living. It is my calling. It's my superpower. It energizes me, but I have to take some time for me. And so I hope that somewhere along the line, you're asking yourself, what is my superpower? What is it? It could be love. It could be something else. It could be an action of something that you do, but ask yourself, what is your superpower? And I hope that this quote, my quote, something that I came up with, will energize you in a way to get you to thinking about your superpower and activate it, because I promise you, we need it. Whatever it is, if it's something positive and it's going to give somebody the IEM feels, we need it, right? So there you go. That's our quote of the week. Now, shifting a little bit, we're going to go into our vibe of the week. So as we talked about last week, we talked about how vibes, music is therapy. And so for this platform, I really want to create a space that when you hear the words, when you hear what I have to say, or maybe a story comes and invokes some type of IEM feels, that you will have something to kind of go with it to vibe, whether it's my vibe of the week or day, or whether it's a song that really resonates with you. So I am about to play a wonderful song that I found. And it's by Beyonce, featuring Frank Ocean, but it literally is called My Superpower. And I thought that the words were just so powerful. So I'm doing stuff a little different because, you know, you have to be a little creative when you're using others' music. So I'm doing this karaoke feel. So hopefully that will work, and it's the instrumental. And I'm just going to read a little bit of the lyrics and we're going to dive into it for our vibe of the day, our vibe of the week. Here we go, y'all. I like how it starts out. Very nice. I'll read a little bit to you. I really hope that this vibe can encourage you a bit. It says, when the palm of my two hands hold each other, they feel different from when your hands are in. That's just the way it is. When your hands are in mine, and when my voice is screaming out to my own ears, that feels different from when I hear yours. Now that's just the way it is. And when I'm standing in this mirror after all these years, what I'm viewing is a little different from what your eyes show you. And I guess I didn't see it before. This subtle power, this superpower, this tough love, like a shark, this superpower, like a bird, like a bear, a tough. So that right there is just dope to me, because that's how I feel, right? That music itself is dope, just how it is. It's this crescendo in it, it's nice melody, but just kind of reminding you what it is, but then crescendoing into this soul-stirring power to make you feel powerful, to make you recognize your superpower, to walk in greatness, to be imbued by this energy, to be imbued by this thought that nothing can stop you, that when you are operating in your superpower, man, nothing can stop you, that you are literally using that for good to try to help somebody, and in turn, it helps you. In turn, it helps you. And so I hope that that's what you feel when you discover and you answer that question of what your superpower is, that you will walk in greatness. It'll be a subtle power, a tough love, but it will just continue to expand and grow and be all that you want it to be. And that the world will change because of your superpower. That people will cheer your name. That they will rise up and chant your name. And be thankful and be better because of your superpower. It don't have to be love. It can be something else. But whatever it is, whatever God has called you to do and be, stand up in it. Rise up in it. Do what you do, boo, because it is your superpower. And nothing can break us. Nothing can change us. We are uniquely and wonderfully made. And so that way, even if your superpower is love, yours is going to be different than mine because the way you operate it. So let these beats and let these words imbue you and take you all the way over the hump. And that is your vibe of the day. I got a little preachy on that, but I really believe in encouraging people. I really believe in an I am lifestyle, that inspiration, encouragement, motivation type of lifestyle. And so I hope that you enjoy the vibe of the day. And so now we will wind down and really focus on the word for today, which, it should be superpower, right? It should be superpower. And I think that's where I want to land, is what is the meaning of superpower? So you can just let that wash over you. And in your word of the day, it has all been about your superpower, my superpower. So superpower, the meaning is a very powerful and influential thing. It is a very powerful and very influential thing. I took that out because they are going into different things with it, but that's what I want you to remember. It is the possession and control, the authority and influence over another. The possession of control, authority, and influence of another. And so I hope, as I was saying, that you operate in power, that you use that power to influence greatness and good. Don't use it for evil now. As the wonderful movie Spider-Man and Uncle Ben tells Peter Parker, that with great power comes great responsibility. And so that's what I meant in my quote about not overindulging. We have to understand that there is a responsibility that we have in this power. And so I'm all for you finding it. I'm all for you walking in it. I'm all for you using it for good, but don't forget that you have a responsibility, that if someone shares with you something about how you've used your power, take it in, listen to what they have to say. Don't use that control and use it in a way that makes them feel ugly or not valued, because that's how our superpower makes us feel, very valued and powerful, but we don't want to use that irresponsibly. And so that is our show today. I hope you enjoyed this Absolutely Positively 2.0 with Deni Kay. I enjoyed bringing it to you. This is one of my favorites thus far, because I really do live my life about the superpowers. I live my life about, kind of in a comic book. I do know that I'm in reality, but just meaning that we are fighting a battle of good and evil. And some days the evil wins. But it's so wonderful that God gives us new mercies each day, that we get to fight the fight again the next day. So I hope that something was said, something was done that will get you to your superpower and your calling, whatever that is. Shout outs again to my sponsors. Now, y'all, hopefully next week, the week or two from now, I will have on the very exclusive and first look for you all at the Absolutely Positively tee with on my body. So if you're interested in rocking with me and showing me that you're a wonderful supporter of this movement, Absolutely Positively, you can purchase your shirt at We Are the Slack. We will make sure.com. We'll make sure that that's in the bio, in the episode details, along with this song, along with the quote. Everything you need is one-stop shop for you, so you can get your Absolute Positively shirt and rock with us, and any of the products that are on the Mute Mogul media platform or my platform. Just reach out to us. We're here for you. And wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you touch, make sure you do it absolutely positively. All right? That's our show. Take care and superpower, y'all. Love's a superpower. Take care.